It's time for our entertainment segment. It's also time to get jazzy with Grammy Award-winning clarinetist Oran Etkin. He draws inspiration from African traditional music and master musicians to create compositions for clarinet. Joining us now is VOA Music Time in Africa host Heather Maxwell. Happy Friday, Heather.
Thank you, Esther. Hello, everybody. Have you ever heard clarinet in African music? Think about it. Well, Grammy-awarded clarinetist Oran Etkin creates beautiful jazz with musicians from across Africa. It takes a village to raise a child, or as one Malian proverb goes, boloden kelen te beleta. One finger can't pick up a stone. Oran joined me in the studio recently along with Kwame Ofori and shows just how much those proverbs are true in music as they are in life. Oran's latest album, just released in August, highlights children's music in Zimbabwe. I'm Heather Maxwell's Music Time in Africa, and our next guest has just popped in the studio. Hi, Oran.
Hey.
How are you?
Great. Great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah. So normally, you know, we have African musical guests on the show, but you're different. You're an American, born in Israel.
Born in Israel, exactly.
But have grown up in New York City.
Yeah, I moved to Boston when I was 4, and then I moved to New York in 2002.
Oh, okay. So Boston, New York. And you're a clarinetist, and you work and continue to work with African musicians. So my first question for you is, what draws you to Africa?
Oh, well, for me, the music feels so like home to me. You know, I mean, first of all, I grew up playing jazz in here when I moved to America, and when I started playing African music, I was 19 years old. I went to Mali and spent a lot of time there and working with them, and it feels so familiar to me. All the roots of American music are in Africa.
You went to Mali when you were 19?
Yeah, yep. I went with Joe Kamara. He's a great percussionist who lives in Boston. He took me there, and I lived with his family and played with Tumani Jabate and Habib Koite and stuff there.
Oh, greats.
Yeah.
Well, let's listen to this live recording that you did then in 2009, and this one is Gratitude. I'm obsessed with this song. This is a live studio recording of Gratitude, and then we'll talk about it a little bit during the song.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's take a listen. Okay, so Kwame, this is pretty awesome, isn't it?
I felt that.
And this is a live recording. That's the beauty of jazz, partly, is some of the best recordings are live.
Yeah, exactly.
So who all is on this recording?
So it's Lionel Lueke, who's a good friend of mine, and we've been playing together since 2002.
And he's playing guitar, like it sounds like a kelen ngoni.
Yeah. He's putting some paper inside his guitar to give it that buzz.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah,
that's a new one.
And so he's from Benin, and he's very inspired by the traditional instruments.
And it almost sounds like you guys did a lot of experimentation with sound, because the clarinets over Malian music, you don't hear it often. So what came into your head to like go that, take that route?
Yeah, I feel in a way I'm lucky that there is not much clarinet or wind instruments in that. So if I were playing guitar, I'd have so much to draw on.
Yes.
But as a clarinet, I don't. So what ends up happening is, at first I was working a lot with Joe Kamara, the djembe player, and so I started trying to play like a djembe rhythmically. And then I was playing with Bala Tunkara, a great kora player, and then I started playing like a kora player. And then I was trying to emulate the sound of the griot singing. So through the clarinet, I get to experiment by emulating all these different sounds, and then what ends up happening is I develop my own sound. Yeah, that's totally different. Yeah.
Let's listen some more.
on bass?
Joe Sanders.
Joe Sanders.
Yeah, he's a great bass player.
Wow.
Yeah, Joe Sanders.
And what is the composition?
So this is a tune I wrote called Gratitude, which for me is the most fundamental emotion. If you have gratitude, that sets you straight for life, I think.
That's fantastic. So for you listeners that don't know Oran, most of you probably don't, don't forget his name. It's Oran Etkin, right?
Exactly. Here we go. Kutapira. Take it, Musikiwa. Listen to that clarinet.
Yeah, that last song was one of Oran Etkin's newest pieces that came out of his work in Zimbabwe. Well, that's our entertainment report for today. Now back to you, Esther.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thank you.
All right. Please join Heather Maxwell next Friday for the latest entertainment segment right here on Africa 54. And from all of us, we say good night. Have a great weekend.